If you bored, then stop complaining. Tap into Slightlee daily. Pods and blogs and playlists. Everyday entertainment. Slightly to the daily. Slight to the lead to the. If you bored, then stop complaining. Tap into Slightlee daily. Pods and blogs and playlists. Everyday entertainment. Slightly to the daily. Slight to the lead to the daily.
I'm Brennan Austin Timberlake. Welcome back to the Slightlee Daily Podcast. This right here is episode number 95. I'm by myself. It's storming outside. It's pretty ugly, actually. It's going to be a short episode, 30 minutes max. I am going to talk about the Sweet 16 games and just March Madness in general for the majority of this podcast. But before I do, I want to touch on something sort of serious. We'll be in and out of this very quickly, but ooh, your birthday's tomorrow, Vino? My birthday is next Saturday. But so I don't know. Something was just weighing on me. I had a really shitty week last week. It was just a rough week. Work was hard. My work week was fucking shitty. I was just not feeling good mentally. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys that it's okay to feel like that. You're gonna have shitty days. It's gonna be okay though. Like just keep pushing. Like it's not the end of the world. Whenever something shitty happens, whenever something bad happens, I promise you it's not the end of the world. And I know personally I hate it whenever somebody is like, I hate it when people tell me that, but it's so true. Like whenever I'm feeling like bad about something that happened, like specifically last week, I deliver for Amazon and I had the worst day, the worst route. Like I was just driving country back roads all day and I was like an hour from home, and it was just like a terrible day. I had like a 12-hour day, and then like all day I was just in this shitty ass mood, and then like I just kept telling myself like it's going to be okay, like it's gonna be okay. And like I was super down and sad about the day, but I was just thankful. I was just trying to find things that I was thankful for. Like my health. I have 2 legs, I can walk, speak. I have a car. Like there's so many things that we overlook on a day-to-day basis as Americans, as people, that we take for granted. And I'm thankful I have a job. That's another thing too, because I did lose my job like about a month ago, and then so stressful. And I'm just thankful now to I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm where I'm supposed to be. I mean, that's the only thing that keeps me sane at the end of the night, at the end of the day. Yeah, I just want to come on here and just kind of let you guys know that, like, it's not the end of the world whenever something bad happens. It's going to be okay. And if you believe something, then it will come true. I'm a firm believer in the manifestation and the law of attraction. Yeah, it's just been I've had it's been a tough couple days for me. I just really even me filming this right here, it's Saturday right now when this will be out, but even filming this right here, I was so like down this week that I had like zero motivation to even like film any episodes, because like I was just like so like whenever you're like sad or depressed, it makes you so fucking lazy. And I just today I just woke up and I was like, no, I have one more off day before my work week and I'm just gonna fucking do something. Like, because like my number one fear in life, I hate doing this so much. I hate wasting time. Like, it bothers me so much. Like I just want to capitalize on the time that I have here. And while I'm young, I'm 24, I'll be 25 next week. And I just want to capitalize on my young years. I mean, to some people, I'm fucking old. But to, in the grand scheme of things, 20, your mid-20s, you're fucking so young. To your parents, to your grandparents, to people who are dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, I just had to come on here and just say, like, I know there's fucking a lot of people out there who wake up, they drag ass into work, they dread the tasks that they have to do at work, they look forward to their lunch break, that shit flies by, and then you got to go back to work, and then when you get home, you just sit on your couch, and that's okay, but like, you just sit on your couch and you just like, you feel so like defeated at the end of the day and drained, like physically and mentally. And I just want you guys to just fucking keep pushing. And if there's anything out there that you want to do, keep going, even whenever you feel like you don't have the energy to do it. Like this week, literally, I put off doing podcasts for like 2 days and I haven't filmed one in a long time. And I just literally was just like, dude, like I edited a few videos, but I was just like, I literally don't even feel like putting up all this equipment right now. Like I just can't. I don't even have like the mental strength to do it. And even though I love podcasting, but like the energy that was created with this shitty work week that I just had carried on for like, it lingered for like a couple days. And I know all you people can fucking relate to that shit out here. But yeah, just keep pushing, guys. I'm not trying to sit here and just be like a motivational speaker, because I'm not, but I do want to be kind of relatable to you guys. And this podcast is just about communication. It's like the beauty of us being human beings. Like, you know, I know all animals communicate in their own way, but like humans, we have different languages and shit, and like we body language, verbal language, and like we can speak and communicate to each other in a whole bunch of different ways. Anyway, what's up, Parker? I think Parker's still in here. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. I just wanted to get on that for the first little bit. Just had to really tell you guys, like, man, I had a fucking horrible week at work, and it's the weekend now, and I will be watching. All right, let's transition all the way to the March Madness talk. It's been one of the craziest tournaments I've ever seen in my life. I don't know an exact number, but there has been so many double-digit seeds making runs to the second round. And then let's just count the Sweet 16. We have 11 Syracuse, 11 UCLA, 12 Oregon State, Oral Roberts 15. Yeah, so that's double digits. And then we have a Loyola Chicago 8. We got a what else we got in here? A 7 in Oregon, like, and then a 5 in Creighton. Like, anyway, so I'm just going to try and compartmentalize the best I can. So what I'm going to do, I think it's going to be much easier because there's like a finite amount of games now. There's only like 4 today and then 4 tomorrow. And then next, the Elite 8, I think there's only 4 games total. I think they'll play all 4 on the same day. But I'm going to talk about the Sweet 16, give you guys my betting predictions and my just predictions for today. And then I'm going to give you Sunday's picks as well. All right, let's start. So today is the right side of the bracket. First game, actually the first game is Loyola Chicago and Oregon State. Oregon State is low-key the hottest team in the country right now, in the hottest conference in the country right now. Loyola Chicago is arguably the hottest team in the country right now, period, as well. So I wish this game was like the primetime game, but I'll take it. I'm still going to watch it. It starts in like 3 hours at 1:40 Central Time. This is an 8 versus a 12 in the Sweet 16. Very interesting matchup. Loyola Chicago beat the dog shit out of Illinois. Oregon State, the score in the Oklahoma State game was only 10 points, but they were up by like 20 in the second half. They really beat the dog shit out of Oregon State or Oklahoma State, and a lot of people were predicting, me personally, I had Oklahoma State in the Final Four. Cade Cunningham is going to be a top 5 lottery draft pick, and they shut him the fuck down. Oregon State is a 12 seed. But man, they're a strong 12 seed. And Loyola Chicago is a strong 8 seed. Who did they beat in the first game? Georgia Tech. So look, I think from a resume perspective, just on the last 2 games, I think Loyola Chicago has them beat. Yes, they did beat a number 1 seed, but also that Georgia Tech game. Georgia Tech, ACC champions. The ACC is known, I mean, if you win any of the big Power 5 conference championships, you're hot. You've got to be hot at the end of the year. And Georgia Tech didn't necessarily have the greatest regular season, but they made a run at the end, and they beat some teams and then squeaked into the tournament at a 9 seed. Before I give you guys my picks, I want to go on a little tangent about the seeding in this tournament. I think with COVID and the pandemic and how wacky and weird this season was, with pauses, like people losing games, like games being canceled because of COVID. You got some teams like Colgate, who was 14-1. Oh, looks amazing on paper. But they only played 5 teams all year. So, yes, 14-1 looks amazing, but what is 5 teams that you've never heard of? What is that on a resume perspective? What does that actually mean? Because, like, who's to say that was what their conference record would have been, 14-1, but then they lost every regular season game. Say they played 10 regular season games. Okay, they're 14-11. Does that make them a 13 seed? No, like they're really more like a 15, and they were like a 14 or a 13. And then just like with the seeding, I don't know. Like there's some seeds like Loyola Chicago. They're 26-4 on the year. They have in every statistical category. They're up there when it comes to like strength of schedule. They're up there. How? I don't know how they. I mean, I guess I get it. The 4 losses maybe were ugly to some shitty teams, but 26-4 in this crazy ass year. I don't know how they fell all the way down to an 8. So basically what I'm saying is the fact that Loyola fell to an 8, they're really not an 8. And then you really have, let's see, who else we got here? Like Syracuse, Sweet 16. Why are they an 11? They're a very tough, strong 11 seed. What else? Oh, all right. I'm just going to give you guys my picks on the Loyola Chicago-Oregon State game because I do want to talk about Syracuse and Houston. That game, to me, is going to be the hardest one to predict. Game 1 of the day, I'm going with Loyola Chicago. I think their spread is, 6. I think they will beat the shit out of Oregon State. Oregon State is really fucking hot right now, but that guy, Krutwig, the guy with the mustache for Loyola Chicago, was like 3rd-team All-American. I think they're going to win. I like Loyola in that game. They play good basketball. They play defense. They play offense. They shoot the ball well. They have an amazing coach. They have Sister Jean. They went to a Final Four 3 years ago, and they're making another run right now. And I could see them in the Elite Eight again. This is going to be a good game, though, because out of all the seeds, out of all these Cinderella teams, I think Oregon State and Loyola have the best chance to make a big run. But I am going with Loyola in this game. Second game, Baylor Villanova. Personally, In my personal bracket, I had Villanova getting beat in the first round by Winthrop. They didn't. They won pretty handily. Beat the dog shit out of North Texas. Baylor's just really good. They're fast. They're huge. They play like maniacs on the court. They're so fast. Literally, like steals, transition, lob dunks. Like, I have them in the final game. So I'm going with Baylor in that game. It's Villanova. So, obviously they're going to play him close. Jay Wright, 2-time national champion. Baylor, if it wasn't for COVID, they still got a 1 seed. But if it wasn't for COVID, they might be the overall number 1 seed. They lost a couple games. They couldn't play for a month or like 4 games or some shit like that. So I'm going with Baylor in that game. I don't know what the point spread on that is. I don't know. I'm pretty confident in Baylor winning that by a handy amount. Take what you want with that. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, too. It's crazy. I think Baylor is going to put up a lot of points, and I think Villanova, if you look at their pace of play this year, they play a very, very slow game. But I think Jay Wright knows, hey, Baylor's going to play fast, so we're going to have to make some adjustments. There's no way that the only way Villanova wins this game is if they somehow make Baylor play their game, which is slow pace, half-court basketball, defensive rebounds. We're walking it up the court. We're playing half-court basketball. Baylor is playing full court. They're going to press you. They're going to steal the ball. They're going to go on a 12-0 run, and then they might not make a shot for a while. But I think Baylor's going to win this game, representing for the Big 12. Arkansas, Oral Roberts. If you guys really know me, you know I'm a big Cinderella guy. I grew up an MTSU fan. We were a 15 seed, and we beat number 2 Michigan State. I love seeing Oral Roberts in the Sweet 16. However, I think that their journey ends today. Arkansas is too damn big. They're huge. They've had an amazing season, freshman of the year in the SEC. Oral Roberts, I do want to point this out, though. Oral Roberts, they did win both of their games by 3 at the very end of the game. They did beat 2 pretty big blue blood programs in Ohio State and Florida, who has, had a lot of success in all sports. Florida had a really shit season. That's another instance of maybe the misseeding the games. Florida was a 7 seed. They really did not play well this year. I don't think they deserved a 7 seed. They could have been a fucking 10 seed. In the game against Virginia Tech, I think maybe they could have flip-flopped. It could have been 7 and 10 there. Florida did not play well this year. They lost a lot of very ugly games, and then they still got an at-large bid and then lost to the 15 seed Oral Roberts. Who's to say Oral Roberts was actually a 15 too? Maybe they could have been bumped up in the seeding. Asmus, I don't know his first name, but homeboy for Oral Roberts, he's the leading scorer in the nation, averaging almost 30 points in a game, which is insane. For college, that's insane. If you average 20 points in college, you're going to the NBA. He might get a little shot at the league just off of these 2 games right here in the season that he's had. But I think Arkansas is going to figure him out. This is Oral Roberts' second game against an SEC squad. Arkansas is huge. A lot of people were predicting Arkansas to slip up and lose against Colgate in their first round game, but they beat them by 17. They covered the spread too. I think Arkansas is going to win this game by double digits. That's just my opinion. That's just my call. Okay, Syracuse and Houston. I'm wrapping up today's games. This game, prime example of this whole seeding dilemma. Syracuse is a really good 11 seed. Houston is a really shitty 2 seed. Their record is amazing and incredible, but the 3 games that they lost, horrible. Tulsa Eastern Carolina, and like Memphis. Now, look, you think Memphis, okay, yes. Memphis is historically a good college basketball program. Not this year. They're not in the tournament. They're in the NIT. They're not in the NCAA tournament, though. So, I mean, okay, we'll give them that since Memphis is in the NIT. But Tulsa and Eastern Carolina, that's ugly. Other than that, though, I mean, they've been pretty consistent. But I'm going with Syracuse in this game. Syracuse has, I mean, they're hot right now. Buddy Boeheim has secured his spot in the NBA with these last couple games. I like Syracuse in this game to upset, to go to the Elite Eight. I don't know if they'll advance. We'll see who they play. They'll play the winner of Loyola Chicago and Oregon State. I love that. I love the matchup of Syracuse in March. Syracuse in March. You can't count them out. The last time they were an 11 seed, they went to the Sweet 16. I actually picked Syracuse to be in this Sweet 16 in my one and only bracket this year. So, yeah, I'm going with Syracuse. I think Houston is a shitty 2 seed. Syracuse is a really good 11 seed. Houston barely beat Rutgers. They beat Cleveland State very well that's the 15 seed, but they barely beat Rutgers. Rutgers had a meh season. The only reason Rutgers really won their first round game against Clemson was because Clemson's best player was out due to COVID. Anyway, I'm going to skim over the tomorrow's games. Gonzaga, Creighton. I'm not even going to I gave you guys like 5-minute analysis on each of the games. Gonzaga by 25,000. Gonzaga's going to win every game by 20. Creighton's a good... This is crazy. I did not know this. You always hear about Creighton. Creighton is one of like the best mid-major programs and shit. This is Creighton's first time in the Sweet 16 virtually ever since the 70s. That's crazy. Gonzaga is too good. Gonzaga's going to cover whatever spread is put out there. I like Gonzaga in this game. I like Gonzaga in any game this year. This is an interesting game here. I haven't looked into it much. We're going just straight raw predictions here. USC, Oregon. I want to say USC because of the Mobley brothers. They're going to go to the NBA. They looked incredible against Kansas. 85-51 against Kansas. I know Kansas had a mad year. They were still a 3 seed. Though. Blew them out. Absolutely blew them out. If Kansas would have won that game, then I would have won some money last weekend, but they fucking got blown out. I like USC in this game. Oregon, but then again, Oregon absolutely blew out Iowa despite their big man, Luka something. He had like 40 points. How you put up 40 points in a college game and you still lose? Like, Oregon found a way. I mean, they didn't just find a way to just squeak by at the end of the game. They put up 95 points in a college game. That's really hard to do. I like Oregon in this game. I think they'll squeak it out. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. 85-80 type shit. Like, I think it's going to be a very high scoring game. This is good. For all you non-basketball fans out here, I think the USC-Oregon game is going to be a fun game to watch. A lot of points. I like that. Michigan, Florida State. I like Michigan in this game. Florida State's good too. They're long. They're big. They're tall. They're fast. They found a way to shut down Colorado, who put up 96 points in their first game. Defense, they're a defensive-minded team. I do like Michigan in this game, though. They're just a complete team. They've had an amazing year. The Big Ten, they played a tough Big Ten schedule, despite the Big Ten having... They're the only Big Ten team left, actually, despite the Big Ten having a tournament so far. I think Michigan will represent, possibly even making a Final Four run. Final game, UCLA and Alabama. I think this goes full circle with the whole seeding debate dilemma I just had. Alabama should be a 1 seed. I think Alabama could have been an Illinois spot. They're so good. I like them in the Final Four this year. I think they could upset Michigan if they both advance. I had them in my tournament. They got so many Villanova transfer. Coaches found a way to turn Alabama, a football school, into a basketball school. UCLA though, there's something about these 11 seed play-in game. There's something about these 11 seed teams who play in these play-in games. There's always one who makes a little small run. UCLA, they're still in it. They're still here. They're in the Sweet 16. I had them getting beat in the first round of my personal bracket. Obviously, I'm no expert when it comes to no one is an expert. I don't care who you are. You're never, ever going to pick a perfect bracket. There's no fucking way. UCLA found a way to beat BYU, who had a pretty decent season this year, as always. I mean, they play in the West Coast Conference. It's them and Gonzaga. They had a pretty good record. They found a way to beat them pretty good. They were up by way, way more than what the score reflected. And then they beat Abilene Christian by 20. I mean, they really just found a way to not let Abilene bully the fuck out of them, because if you watched that Texas Abilene Christian game, it was a bloodbath. Both teams shot the ball horrendously. Both teams were bleeding. Both teams were hitting each other. It was literally WWE SmackDown, and Abilene just found a way to keep Texas at 52 points. And then UCLA just found a way really just to run them out of the gym. I mean, 67-47, that's a pretty handy butt whooping. I do like Alabama in this game, though. I think Alabama they're just too good. Their system is too good. They're fast. They can shoot the hell out of a three. Put up 96 and 68 this year in the tournament so far. They've won both games by 12, 13, 14 points. I think they'll cover this spread too. I like Alabama. So my picks: Syracuse, Loyola Chicago, Arkansas, Baylor, Gonzaga, USC, Michigan, and Bama. Thank you guys for watching. I'm literally going to edit this right now and then start posting this, so hopefully this will be out before the Loyola Chicago game. March Madness, baby. This has been a fun tournament to watch. If you're not a non-basketball fan and you like any other sport, this has been a hell of a game. Hell of a bunch of games. So far, though, out of the 8 games in today and tomorrow, I'm only really predicting one upset. I think things are going to start to simmer down. I like Syracuse versus Houston, baby. Syracuse versus Houston. I would love to see, maybe Oral Roberts keep it going, but I mean, hey, I don't think it'll happen. But I would love to see it, though. I would thoroughly enjoy Oral Roberts to win it all. Anyway, this is episode 95. I told you guys I was going to end it in about 30 minutes, and we did. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, maybe I can get another guest in here sometime. It's just been kind of difficult. If you are interested in doing a Zoom call podcast, those are real quick and easy and fun to do. Anybody, please let me know. I'll have anyone on here. We can talk about it, whatever you want. This is the Slightlee Daily Podcast. I am Brennan Austin Timberlake. Thank you for watching.